Okay. Welcome to the Global Center for Christ Consciousness. I'd like to introduce Jaya Lakshmi for our listening pleasure.
Surely the presence of our Father, Mother God, the Holy Spirit, and all that Christ is here in this room, here in this space that I am, here in this being that we are, in our hearts, our souls, this divine presence. We are ever so grateful that you've created us to be in your image, in your likeness, in your thoughts, in your consciousness. Help us and guide us now through the nurturance, the guidance of our Divine Mother, the Holy Spirit, on how to live in this presence every second of every day, every moment. Show us how to wake up on the right side of our head by stepping into what would you have me do and be today. Help us to look back at the end of our day and give thanks for your glorious presence, to learn from the moments we chose not to be in your light, and to give thanks for the moments we chose to be, so that one day we understand we were never outside of your light. Only our thoughts, beliefs, choices, judgments could make us seem like it. Help us and guide us away from the world that seems to be to the world that is. And so it is.
Please join me in reading our mission statement, which you can find on this white card. Together we say, the Global Center for Christ Consciousness is a spiritual center for students and masters on the spiritual path. We are dedicated to awakening the inner Christ and to creating a world of love, peace, joy, and abundance. And now for our sacred reading today.
From Paramahansa Yogananda. We are in a dream state. The only way to wake up is to refuse to recognize anything as reality except God. Otherwise, you will again and again sink to your knees in a mud of suffering that is of your own making, until you realize that neither good fortune nor evil fortune is real, that God alone is real. Then all earthly delusions, disease and health, joy and sorrow, life and death will pass away. And so it is.
And now join me in welcoming Jaya Lakshmi back for some more beautiful music.
This is a song I wrote about 15 years ago, and it's a mantra that I sing a lot to myself. So I just felt like singing this today and sharing this song of liberation. Now is the time when I let go of my fears, inhibitions and sense of dread. When I give up control and I let you hold me with no resistance in my soul. Now is the time when I let go of my fears, inhibitions and sense of dread. When I give up control and I let you hold me with no resistance in my soul. This is the day when I throw it all away into the fire of the all-loving one. Oh,
Here is the place where I fall into grace and release into the sweetness of your love. I surrender. I remember the light and the beauty that I am. This is the day when I throw it all away into the fire of the all-loving one. Oh, now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am. Oh, this is the day when I throw it all away into the fire of the all-loving one. Oh, now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu, for all beings. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. May all beings be happy. May all beings live in peace. May all beings be happy. May all beings live in peace. This is the day when I throw it all away into the fire of the all-loving one. Now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am, who I really am. Om Shanti Shanti.
Thank you for being with us. Gorgeous music, gorgeous vibes. It's our custom to ask for topics that you want me to cover during the service today. So if reach into your soul and find out what's important to you at this time in your life and the world. Share it in a word or so. Okay.
Spiritual maturity. Pain.
Somebody else said something? Okay, that's good. Thanks.
Symptoms of awakening.
Is that all? Okay, thank you. I often describe things happening in a few stages. There are generally, we talked about this a little bit last week, there are generally 3 stages of things that we go through, and it can be expounded upon to make it 5 stages, but everything we study, everything we learn should be kept simple, recognizing how often the Trinity of God is replicated in our world, in our universe, because it's sort of a signature on creation to keep finding the Trinity, the stamp, the signature of God in so many things, whether it's levels of the structure of blood to the levels of the cosmos. You'll just keep finding this 3 or 5 or 7, but typically things broken down in 3 stages. You know, like there's this concept of you learn, you're growing. Then as you're growing, you're applying, and then you become integrated. That's 3 stages of that. Healing is really in 3 stages, whether it's prayer or some other form. Healing is in 3 stages. You first have to acknowledge there's an issue, and hopefully go so far as to say it's more than I think it is, because that's otherwise it's symptomatic. So I'm acknowledging there's an issue in my life or in the world. I'm acknowledging that, and that this is deeper than I think. Number 1. 2, I'm surrendering all of this as unconditionally as possible. See, taking it, emptying it, so that it can be refilled. 3 stages. Acknowledge something, empty, refill. 3 stages. But technically, those again can be expounded into 5. You're recognizing there's an issue. You're accepting it's deeper than you thought. You're surrendering it. You're replacing it, and you're giving thanks. 5 stages. I talk about the 5 stages of healing as the soul level healing process. Those 5 steps, if you go through them, heals the soul. Very few things you've ever heard of actually heals the soul. It can adjust the body. It can feel nicey nice. It can be soothing, relaxing, all kinds of things. Calming, everything from herbs to body work. They're beautiful. They're not necessarily healing the soul. Not that they can't package it, soul level tea, but they're lying to you. If you don't address the feelings in the soul, you're not healing the soul. You have to own something is off here. Now, mind you, it could be physical symptoms, financial symptoms, but something's off. Where is it off? In the world, it actually isn't. It's off in me. Where in me? My heart and soul. In the Trinity of God, everything's fine. I am that I am. In the humanness, everything's off. Where did it go wrong? It's in my beliefs. This is the bridge between God's reality and our illusionary version of reality. And it goes wrong in here. It goes from, I know what God is, to I'm not so sure. My belief systems are what makes or breaks my reality, if that's not already clear enough. So I talk about those 5 stages, but one of you was asking about the symptoms of awakening, and I want to get into that too, as a 3-stage concept. Before I do, there's a book I wrote a long, long time ago. You're not going crazy, you're just waking up. And it's very important because the world, see, again, people and the world will come to me and they'll say, well, what's going on in the world? What's happening in my life? It's so beautiful if we would just get to know these things that are so often repeated by me and now others too. You know, there's 5 stages that you go through. You can summarize it as 3, but generally 5 stages. You're going to learn everything the easy way or the hard way. If you can be more like master, then you'll say, I recognize there's an issue. I'm going to work on it, replace it with God. Great. If you're really proactive spiritually. Otherwise, here's what's going to happen to you. When you don't work on your stuff proactively or in advance, when you don't, you can expect the following 5 steps. Dismantling, emptiness, disorientation, and then rebuilding a new life. And some of us are like, oh, I like that, rebuilding it. No, you don't get to go to those. You're going to continually be dismantled, experience emptiness, raise that please, and then feel disoriented. And when you're disoriented, here comes your inner control freak. I don't like being disoriented. You know what I need to do? Take control of my life and fix it. You're going to fix it with the same brain that screwed it up. And then you're going to get dismantled again and feel empty again and be disoriented again. At which point you'll feel anxious, try to be a control freak, and you'll do it again. These are called rebound relationships. These are called patterns. I have this pattern of because you never make it to stage 4 and 5. Okay, so tell me how to get there. Oh, an herbal formula ought to do it. No. You cannot get to 4 and 5, which is rebuilding a new life, without dying well in the old life. Oh no, I don't want to die well. I want to keep making my life into something so that I don't have to deal with the fear of endings. Well, then you can't change. You have to die well, man. Do your swan song. Bring it on. Let's go. 90% of my life has fallen apart. Let's just do the rest of the 10% and go all the way. I'm not saying literally pray it that way, because watch what you pray for. But it still helps to recognize, oh my God, this is what's happening. Listen, please. You're going to get dismantled. I'm a person with degrees. Nice. Thanks for sharing. I'm telling you, those degrees are going to catch fire. They're going to burn in a fire, and you'll have to order more, and then they're going to lose your files. And then, why? Because the universe wants to find out who you really are. And if paper is who you think you are, they're going to get destroyed. If you go, what I really like about my life is I know for sure, I don't know anything else, but I know I'm a good mom. Just wait. Wait till they hit adolescence or whatever. Everything you think you believe is got to get questioned. I'm such a great musician as long as I've got my band. What if they go? And they will. So that you have to decide if you are a spiritual musician or a member of a band, and that's all you are. Bands break up all the time. Paul McCartney describing the deep depression he went into when his bandmates, his best friends, broke up. Sued each other. What's going on? Now, if you'd had the brains to ask me, I could have explained this. You're not going crazy, Paul. You're just waking up. You're all being tested because you think you're this, but you're not. You're this. You're not a mom because your kids get straight A's. That's hinging yourself on an illusion. And that's an accident waiting to happen. I know that I'm very attractive because I have someone in my life who always tells me that. Order up! It's all that happens. As soon as you have an attachment, you're sending it out to the universe, and the Divine Mother says, wonderful, beloved, I'd like to help you with that. I know just who to have them cheat on you with. Just the right buttons pushed. They got to be younger than you, and whatever your buttons are. Or if it's the money or whatever, games that'll most mess with your mind. Not because she's trying to harm you. She's only mirroring your doubts and fears. And one of you is asking the words letting go. This is where you'll learn to let go. The dark night of the soul, a mini version or a grand version, you're going to get dismantled. Whatever are your attachments, the rug has to be pulled out from under you, which is going to lead to depression. But I call it emptiness, because emptiness is far worse than depression. Depression can seem like I'm kind of low today. No. Emptiness is like, I'm so empty I can't even feel depressed. That's a good day. On a good day, I feel depressed. Emptiness, it's like oblivion. I don't know who I am. I thought I knew. I don't know what I am. I was this, but now I'm not. This, and now I'm questioning this, but people don't trust that anymore. I don't know. And that emptiness is it's just a profound stage to go through. You're going to panic, but you don't have enough energy to try to fix your life when you're in emptiness, because you're still beat up psychologically, emotionally, physically, financially. You're still, the rug gets pulled out, you collapse, and you're in a state of, just like if you had the rug pulled out, literally. You're in a state of what? Pain, shock, right? Surprise, like, what? See, but you You're not even at the what happened. You're still in the pit. You're still hitting the ground. The wind's still being blown out from inside. So you will get dismantled. You will go through emptiness, and you will feel disoriented. Disoriented means now, after you've fallen and you start to catch your breath, you start to go, what happened? See? And the answer is going to come from your ego. They did something to you, but I'll show you how to bounce back. They cheated on you, but I've got somebody you can get back at them with. It's going to give you all kinds of manipulative ways to cope. Why? Because it doesn't want you to heal. It's what pulls the rug out. It's what the emptiness is about. And now it's screwing with your mind, trying to get you to come up with a temporary fix. You see? Like a drug dealer deals you this stuff, you can OD, and it's at the hospital selling you more. But I'm there for you, man. I just want to make sure you're okay. Listen, how much money do you have? I'd like to, it's bizarre. It's that it could be that bold as to try to deal me more while I'm in the hospital. But that's what the ego will do. You're disoriented, you're feeling totally vulnerable and so on, but it's still there. I don't know, is what you say. Who are you now that you're in disorientation? See, disorientation, good word for it. Because you're going to try to figure out what happened, who did it, what you're going to do about it. I don't know. You know, honey, well-meaning people will say, you know, I don't like what they did to you. You know, you got to get back on your feet. And then they make brilliant suggestions like go to a bar and find someone new. Don't listen to these people. Don't listen to them because they're still in the loop that Buddha warned you about. The wheel of illusion. But the only way you can get to the next two stages, which almost nobody does, is you have to cross a bridge to the next two. And that bridge is a bridge of surrender. One of you asked about surrender. A bridge of surrender, letting go. I don't know. What am I going to do now? Well, I've got to research and find my certificates, get new copies. Shh. I got to find someone else. Shh. I need a new job right away. The more you rush, the more miserable you'll be in the next job. Well, I've got to do something. Let go and let God. Now, I'm not trying to be impractical and just say, oh, just wait. Just sit there and you'll notice. Open your checkbook. Numbers are just going to start filling your bank account. I'm not telling you that. Do the essentials of what you have to do to still survive. Get through. Brush your teeth, please. However, you're going to change and you're going to say, these are the things that I thought brought me normalcy and sanity. They didn't. They didn't. That's actually a very valuable point in life. But it's the worst point in life because this world teaches us this is what's real. You're going to go through changes that are going to teach you that's a lie. It's not practical to walk around the world and go, it's all an illusion. They're going to lock you up because it seems like you're insane when you start to wake up. And certainly there are some people that start to wake up and have some instability psychologically. But I'm just saying that in general, when you start to wake up, when you say, next time your partner says, if you don't do this, I'm leaving. And you go, bon voyage. I wish you so well. I really do. Bye. Or don't let the door hit you. No, you don't want to use that one. But whatever you're going to say, it's coming from a place of, it's okay. Mom, if you don't give me money to supply my heroin this month, I'll never speak to you again. Then just say, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you because you're not here. I don't acknowledge your existence. Here's what I acknowledge, healthiness. I will give you and help you in any way I can that supports healthiness. Anything unhealthy, I'm not interested. Well, I want, not interested. Out. Oh, I can't do that. That's because you're an addict. You're addicted to a codependent relationship with sick family members. But guess what? The family concept's an illusion too. That which is flesh is flesh. What did Jesus mean by that? Don't let that control you. It's just nothingness. big deal. You know, don't take it so literally that this is important. They're your kids, so what? Next time they're your dog, next lifetime. I mean, who cares? They come back as a bird in a cage. Who cares? None of that matters. But that's my child right now. But that's my husband. Yes. But I want that. I want this image of a perfect marriage, and you don't have one of those. I want it to last forever. It won't. Your next lifetime, you're going to sleep with 10 people. The one before that was 50. Just stop having these false illusions that this is what makes up life. It's not true. Well, then what do we do? I don't know. Well, great teacher you are. A counselor that says, I can define all your problems and I have no idea what to do about them. But that is actually wonderful when it's done right, which means let's ask God. My life has fallen apart. I feel empty. Now I'm totally disoriented. I'm going to try to manufacture a new life. No, stop. Breathe. No, but I can't. You're going to feel anxious because that's the control freak. That's the ego being starved. It's the ultimate meaning of fasting. I will not listen to the voice of evil, ego, and so on. That's fasting. When Jesus says to his apostles, and they say, we tried to cast out demons, but in some cases it didn't work. He said, you need more fasting. He didn't mean that if you can go without toast this morning, the demons will go, oh, well, we're out of here. Someone that didn't eat toast, I mean, oh my God, all-powerful one. You avoided your Wheaties or your cappuccino, we're gone. That's not what he meant. Literal people who are just literally, No. He meant the more you fast from your ego, the more you're with God, the more success you would have casting out demons and such, okay? So there's these stages, and you want to get over that bridge. So you have to be patient during the disorientation. When your mind is going to be at its most active panic mode, well, you got to do something, and your friends are all going to support that. You got to do something. You got to come out. You got to date again. Just remember, don't say it this way, but get behind me, Satan. All of their ill suggestions, no. This is what the book of Job was about. Job goes through the dark night. Dismantled, he's feeling empty, and then he's feeling disoriented. At which point in the book of Job, all these friends show up and start suggesting what he should do. You ought to do this, you ought to do that. Maybe you should do that. Try an astrological chart. They gave him all kinds of advice. None of which worked, because it's not going to work when you're in the dark night, because that's what the dark night's about. Nothing of this world serves me. The things that were terrible are worse. The things that I thought were good are bad. That's why do you think it's not called a, pink rose night of the soul? It's dark night because nothing's working. You're in pain. And then you'll say, well, at least you have your health. Not. That goes. Everything goes. Someone hacks your bank account and it just gets worse and worse. Your job is not to hate, resist not evil. I don't know what to do, so I'm going to call on you. And I'm telling you, during that darkest time in your life, refusal to do things the way you used to and insistence to do them in a new way. God, what would you have me do? I'm telling you, I swear, you are absolutely connecting yourself to the divine more than anything else on planet Earth that could do that. Even more than prayers, because a prayer is sort of, I'm hoping for, wishing for something. I'm not talking about the highest level of prayer, but the standard prayers. It's even more advanced than that. For you to say, I don't know what to do with my life, and I refuse to have any solo entanglements with this. I'm not going to choose to be the one. I want you and only you, God. St. Francis did it. Jesus did it. All the greatest beings, male, female, black, white, tall, short, figured this out, the greatest of them. Of myself, I am nothing. It isn't going to be someone's advice that fixes my life. It could help manipulate some things. Here's a herbal formula. Here's a pill that will make you not feel so anxious. God, I'm noticing I'm sleeping better. You are not fixed. You're just being drugged to sleep. And I'm telling you, if I were you, when I'm being drugged to sleep, even if you need the drug to sleep, before you fall asleep, surrender and say, I took this to sleep because that's my belief system, but I'm asking you to penetrate even through my drugged mind. I need you. I want you. I need your help. I will not settle for anything else. Why a 12-step program insists on maintaining God as playing a role in your recovery. Because of myself, I am nothing. I can't fix myself. I know the arrogance of the ego that says, yes, we can. You just have to self-empowerment. No, God. That's where you find a line drawn between Michael and New Agey types teachers or motivational teachers. No, the self that they're telling you to get in touch with is messed up. Of myself, empowerment, I'm nothing. I don't know. This is why Job is told in other scriptures and holy books, do you really think you're that wonderful? You can barely find your car keys. How goddess and gaudy are you? You know? No, I'm self-empowered and I know we can do anything. Really, make it not turn night to night. Make the sun hang in the sky all day. Try it. You can't. You can't even make your mind hold still for more than seconds. Don't act all grandiose. It's ego. Of myself, I am nothing. That doesn't mean a codependence upon a power somewhere else. God's here in my being, but so is my ego. Which one am I feeding? Which one am I nurturing? Which voice do I listen to? That's what determines these things. There's this, you could say that spirituality could be gauged. Your level of spirituality could be gauged. A Course in Miracles would say, it's gauged on your sense of inner peace. Then he'll say in the teacher's manual, the way to know whether you're really growing, first of all, you're going to be looking for inner peace, not stuff. Second of all, to get that, you're going to need to know the following. What is the inner peace you're searching for? So you make a commitment, I'm searching for inner peace, but he's saying you have to know what that is like, or else you won't know where to find it. You'll be distracted with false versions. So he makes it a point to say it's like nothing you've ever experienced on earth. Inner peace is something nothing of this world can give you. So when you've had those moments where it's just, I feel happy and I don't know why, you're experiencing God. And God didn't just say, well, there's a loser I'm going to go and sprinkle some light onto. You had to have deserved it. You had to have earned it. You had to have made choices to pray and meditate more often. In other words, your moment of feeling God came from some part of you choosing it. So own that. Like, oh my God, I'm getting it. I felt peace today. I felt joy today. It's kind of cool. The second thing he recommends, besides know what you're going after and what it feels like, it's different from anything this world can offer. The second thing he says is the way to feel that, the way to achieve that is primarily forgiveness. Forgive everything, anything, everyone, anyone, constantly. Not the way you might think. It starts off with, okay, Jesus is saying in the Course, I am supposed to make a checklist, a bucket list of all the people I hate, and then, okay, I forgive you, and I don't know about you, I forgive you, fine. And that's not what he's saying to do. Kind of like, I'm going to make a list of people I resent and then pretend I'm getting over them. That's kind of not right, okay? But it's a good start. True forgiveness means you're starting to understand this is all a reflection of my consciousness. The people I used to name that I liked and didn't like, false versions of like and dislike, those were all my opinions based on my interactions with them. My interactions with them were based on my lessons I thought I needed to learn. So if I thought I needed to learn patience, oh, look, a person that pushes my buttons. In the old days, I hate them. They're so rude. And you get people to agree. Now we all agree that they're we can judge them and get away with it. what we eventually just do is smile more. Like, I can't even imagine thinking that person is making me hate them. There is no other person. We're all just seeing a hologram of ourselves. And I'm not saying you should get that immediately, but that's the goal. That's what's going to happen, is that gradually you practice one level of forgiveness and it starts thinning out all the walls and barriers to where light shines through, and you realize it just doesn't serve me in any way to judge anyone. Why? Because it's bad karma. No. Because there is no one else but me. My judgment on others became my judgments on me, and I am as God created me, so what's there to judge? So what I'm really looking for, and that's the third step of this inner peace according to the Course, is that you need to be tenacious about this practice. Don't let the world distract you back into judgments. If the second step is peace comes from forgiveness, hang in there and continue the path of forgiveness. Don't let the world distract you. Does that make sense? Another way of defining or describing our spiritual growth, you could say it this way. There's a level of human beings that say, I am a body, meaning a person, not just a body. I'm a person. I have feelings, you know. I have needs. You just sit and smile and act like you agree. Because they are not a body and they do not have needs, they're divine beings. But instead of dissing them for still having needs, inside we say to ourselves, they're mirroring us. Well, not me, because I read A Course in Miracles and I know it's an illusion. I don't have, shh, be quiet. They're mirroring us. We all believe. Well, not me, shh, yes, you. Well, I don't agree. I took a self-help, self-empowerment workshop, and we were asked to recite 100 times, which programs DNA automatically, and we muscle tested it to confirm, I no longer think I'm a physical person. How did you get here today? My car. Shut up then. Just shut up. Did you transport yourself? No. So shut up. You know. Anyway, spiritual growth is going to go from I am a body to I was a body to I dreamt I was a body. That's what spirituality looks like. Now, you don't want to go, okay, well, a minute ago I was a body, but now I'm going to go into it's just a dream. Oh, be careful. You're going to put yourself in danger trying to be more evolved than you are. It's better that you still sit and go through this one stage at a time. Before you know it, you look back and go, I don't identify with body like I used to, self like I used to. If someone's not in my house, I'm alone. Which category is that? I'm a body. Why is it in that category? Because I still evaluate everything on mortal, three-dimensional, limited density. No one else is here, I'm alone. That's I'm a body. That second stage is, no, I was a body, which is kind of like halfway awake. Like, I kind of still am, but I'm starting to be aware that I don't need someone else as much as I used to think. I skipped a meal. Oh, I'm so hungry. That means I'm a body. Instead, see, and it's not that you get over it completely at first to go to that second stage. You're just learning to see it differently. From emphatically, I am a dense mortal person. I'm happy when I'm fed, when I get a raise at work, when someone's living with me, when my team wins, etc. That, I am a body. You should check in on that. Some of the questions you guys asked. When someone says, what is grace? It's not a body. When somebody said, what is pain? That's a body. So even your questions, your favorite books, your favorite movies are showing you something. How much do you identify with being a body? If the movies have to be about bodies, be it sensually or in war, it's bodies. If you're like, I can't even sleep at night without watching a gruesome slasher movie. You are a body. You're totally dense. You're not, call? You're like, your vibration is not like a beyond frequency even dogs can hear. You're the density of what dogs leave behind. It's like way boom, dense garbage. And you are, and that's okay. This too shall pass. I know for sure that the person in the densest density is going to awaken. How do I know that? First, because God already said so. So you could say, well, God said so, but I have a different opinion. Well, that'll get you far. God already has willed it, but you know what also? God created them beyond this. So this thing that people behave as, just garbage, crap of this world, it's just for today. And you know what? You've been there too. So don't one-up them or two-up them. Don't, I'm better than them. Have pity, in a sense. Have compassion. Even our thoughts of what forgiveness is. There's I'm a body forgiveness, like you took money from me, but I'll forgive you. That says I'm a body. It doesn't say what you think it does. How do I know that's still a body? Because I still think you took from me density. Make sense? So my forgiveness is based on density. I'm going to densely forgive you. Well, forgiveness isn't a dense thing. So I'm starting to not resent that you took money or you made me sick. You know, I lived with a person and they smoked a lot. I got cancer. They didn't. Look what they did to me. I'm a body. But you're going to move towards, you know, I just don't feel the triggers quite as much. You're shifting. That's how you know you're getting more spiritual. It's not how many books you read. I don't care how many hours you meditate. I really don't. The reason Jesus says, watch what comes out your mouth, he's saying that betrays what's in here. He's talking about those moments when anger takes precedence over everything else. Control, aggression, hate, hurt, prejudice, all those things. They're telling you what's happening in here. The more you see, I just don't feel that way anymore. I can't even imagine it. See, when people say they want equality of any type in this world, they're actually still saying we're bodies. And you know what? Bodies can't fix bodies. Consciousness, only consciousness can cure anything. Bodies can only move things around. If the government says we have a deficit of $100 and they print $100, they didn't cure the deficit. I'm just making up an example. You didn't cure anything. And if your partner leaves you and you're heartbroken, but you make a call to someone else, you know, 1-800-DO-ME-NOW. Sorry. Now I got to delete that from my auto dial. Anyway. He's like, amen. You did not fix your hurt. You did not. You did nothing of value. You put off pain that you're going to feel tomorrow. Because when you run out of money to make that call and order up those friends, then it's going to hit you. Or it'll be, I know strange as it sounds, your favorite animal will die. And it's going to bring up the loss you felt when someone left you that you thought you could cover up with mail order fun or whatever. See, it doesn't work. And then that's why we end up going, I don't know. I don't know what's going to work, but God does. And that's a wonderful thing where the Christians and the Christian ministers occasionally will say, call on God. They're right, absolutely right. God knows. God knows what we forget. God, you know, and when I say God, I'm not talking about just some thing out there. This is the frequency of divine love, cares, knows what we're in pain, but doesn't feed into the details, doesn't buy into the details, doesn't enable the details. Just knows that its children are not choosing love today. So what is God's will? That you choose love today. Did it happen? No. What does God will tomorrow? That you choose love today. God knows it's going to happen eventually. That's for sure, because we're divine beings. We can't not become divine. We're already divine, so it's inevitable. God also knows, even if it's going to take you 1 billion years to choose love over fear, time's an illusion, so it's okay. I'll just wait, is what God would say. The exception to that rule is that God would say, but in the meantime, you're suffering, and I'd rather you not. Now, I'm talking about God. Is that making sense how God would think this way? Yes or no? Okay, so then how do you think we're supposed to be viewing this? The same way. Know that even when your children are making mistakes and going into, your exes are making big mistakes and descending into dark night of the soul and hell and karma, and so on. Think of it as God thinks of it. This too shall pass. That it's going to be okay. I've been there too. It's an interesting thing about forgiveness, because there are certainly stages, higher and higher, deeper and deeper stages of forgiveness. We might assume, and correctly so, that the Christian navel chakra level of forgiveness is still someone did wrong, but you're going to forgive them. A little higher chakra called the heart is the Buddhist version of forgiveness, which says, only pain could have made you do these things, so I'm going to hold you in my heart and disperse your pain so that you're forgiven. See how practical that is? I'm not going to fight with what made you do it. I'm not going to judge what you did. I'm just going to hold you in a state of compassion where we disperse what caused it and the results. Is that cool? Is there any higher version of forgiveness? Yeah. There's one more. Because we're going up the chakras, and that's the heart. There's one more. Christ consciousness version of forgiveness, which is synonymous with God, because that's part of the Trinity of God. So what does Christ consciousness look like when it comes to forgiveness? Believe it or not, in God, it never happened. So there's nothing to forgive. There's nothing to even hold compassion for. Wow. Now, some of you are going, I hate that one. Some of you are going, I'm totally going there. Listen to me, please don't. Whatever level you're at organically, work at that level and evolve to another organically. Don't try this at home, kids. Do not try to go, there's nothing to forgive. If someone's kicking you in the leg, you don't just stand there, there's nothing to forgive. This isn't even happening. As your leg is fracturing. No. All I know is I'll be there at that level. I know that. In the meantime, someone's acting violently, restrain them. It's the right thing to do now. There'll be a day where just my thoughts could cure a person from all insanity. I'm not there, but I'm going there. Is that making sense? From the body, I am a body, I was a body, still acknowledges that I think I was and partly am, to one day, I am as God created me. I'm spirit. I know that I once dreamt that I was a body, but it's a dream, so who cares? Well, now I remember there was this one dream where you did this. What's going to happen to you guys? If you get this, what's going to happen when somebody wants to hold you guilty for something? And you know it was a dream. What do? It's a secret. Don't tell them. Listen, Nimrod, it was a dream. It's part of the illusion. Why don't you get it? You got to forgive me or else you're in this thing over here called density. Don't tell them that. You're more profoundly spiritual when you can know the truth and respect the illusion. I know that it's an illusion. I know that this was just a dream. Well, no, you did this in a past life. It's a dream. But don't say that. Say, if that's so, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Even without those words, that's the attitude. That's the mindset. You see what I'm saying? Know how to disperse it. Know how to not feed it. How can I be the most help? It's never by preaching. It's never by guilting and shaming. And when you do that, even if you think it's righteous, well, Michael said and the book said, and it's an illusion, so it's right for me to tell them. No, it isn't. The most right thing you can do is bridge with people where they're at. And if you're really as brilliant as you think you are, you'll figure out how to plant seeds right there. If you say to somebody, look, we're going to learn gardening today, and there's this rock hard desert kind of soil to work with, you can say, do it, make it happen. Come on, where is it? That's not appropriate to expect people to be at a certain level. You might explain, you know, I know what you're doing. Would you like some help? Oh, yes, I would love some help. Well, then let's break up this ground and put some soil, some compost in there and mix the soil. You see what I'm saying? You find a way to bridge. How do we make that which seems impossible possible? And it won't happen by saying to them, that's your problem. We're in this together. You see? We're in this together. Find a way to bridge. Find a way to, you know, work with people on whatever's going on in their life. That bridge is the presence of the Divine Mother. You're being the presence of the Holy Spirit when you ask, how do I bridge this moment? How do I, you know, connect with something that seems especially so unsolvable? That's not the way the Holy Spirit sees things. It says, well, let's consider all the factors and how do we bring them together in a way that brings the most good to the most people. Okay? So those 3 stages. I dreamt that I had a body, but since I know that I still have to get somewhere, I'll go ahead and drive. I still will pick my children up on time at school. I'll still take care of these practical day-to-day decisions, you see. But I'm not as invested in them because I was a body. And now I'm learning not so. Play the game. Playing the game, you might see, no, but that feeds it, that confirms, because the brain and the neurons, and the more you repeat something, shush. You are not your brain. You're not what you think you are, mentally, intellectually. If you want to get beyond being stuck as a body, then you have to start living it, and that means patience with yourself for the moments that you are still a body. Damn these physical needs. That is an unhealed person. It sounds like a person who's spiritual and yet looks back at those naughty physical needs. That's not an enlightened person. The very judgment drags you back to it anyway. Instead, God, isn't that funny? I just spent 7, 10 days, 40 days, 40 nights, blissing out, spiritual. I was, praying and meditating in my home. Nobody was allowed in. I fasted, ate only some crackers and water, just blissing out. The next day, I opened the door, and there were some people, annoying neighbors that were doing this and that. How do I deal with that? You're supposed to take your 40 days, 40 nights of bliss to those people. So you don't walk out and go, God, you're totally pulling me out of my center, man. Which means you have power over me and I'm weak. Instead, learn to smile a little bit and go, this is funny. Like, good one. You knew just who to bring to my front door. You knew just who to give my phone number to. And laugh at it a little bit. It's powerless over the divine in you, but we're not all the way there, so it kind of tweaks. It kind of triggers me still. Learn to look at these things, please. A little bit more of a smile, a little bit more of a wink through it all. I'm not saying it's always easy. How do you look at war and say, oh yeah, wink? By saying, I don't know how to view this war. I don't know how to view poverty, molestation, abuse, abandonment. I don't know how to view any of them. You know how I know I don't know? Because every one of them ticks me off. Hurts my feelings, scares me. So I know I'm not seeing it from God's eyes, because God is like, really? Anything on planet Earth, you think it really topples the Lord? I want to see as God sees. Make that your goal. How would you have me see these events? How would you have me perceive these events? It's to a place of But I'm still a body, and while I'm here, here's the good news as I close. While I'm a body, I can still use this body to convey God. It's not God's here, body's here. While I'm a body, how can I be your presence while I'm here? A smile, paying things forward. Something I started using lately. I help people, if I'm in line at a place, and I always pay the other person's whatever they're buying, And, the different responses. Oh, you don't have to, or, oh, that's so kind, whatever. And I just kept, I'm just using the words loving kindness or love and kindness. This is just my belief in love and kindness. See? I don't just go, no, that's okay. That's not enough for me personally. I like to leave a seed planted. This is an act of loving kindness, or you deserve it. See, I'm trying to change something in their minds other than, wow, somebody bought me this thing. I'm trying to convey because you deserve it. I want to change their soul, their heart, their beliefs, not just their pocketbook. Is that making sense? Please take a few centering breaths. So beautiful. The recognition. 5 stages. Dismantling. You're not going crazy. You're actually waking up. The dismantlings of your life. I'm not trying to just color code them. Something got dismantled because it doesn't actually have the value you thought it did. Therefore, it's your soul agreeing with the Holy Spirit. Go ahead and take this so I can fast from my misbelief. These are requests, and we want to play victim and ignorant. And it topples us and leaves us feeling empty and powerless, afraid. That's the hangover of our addiction of codependence. Accept it. It's okay. If you're going or are into emptiness, it's okay. Say it to God. It's painful. I'm afraid. Get it all out. Say it. Don't be afraid. It doesn't limit you by being honest about how you feel. And this too shall pass. What is your goal? The pain or the light at the end of the tunnel? That's what free will is all about. I'm heading for the light at the end of the tunnel. No option. That's where I'm going. To do that, I can't judge hate during emptiness, and I can't resist surrender, which is the 3rd stage of healing. My disorientation stage needs to be filled with surrender. I don't know. Show me, God. Do you have that level of vulnerability, humility? Are you able to try that out? I don't know, but you do. Show me and guide me to a new life. And before you know it, you'll be in the light at the end of the tunnel giving thanks. So if we know that's true, then why not give thanks in advance? I am heading to the light, even though I feel dark. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear nothing, because I know the light awaits me, and I'm walking into that light now. And imagine this. Imagine turning on one or more television or computer screens and seeing absolutely horrendous events It's okay. Just do it. It's not going to hurt you. Turn it on. Look. Look at the most gruesome, out of control, addictive behaviors, war. Look at the TV screens. Hopefully see more than one with different scenes on one or another. One may be personal crisis, one global. And realize this. Do you know that when you turned on the TV and saw some scenery, they could only be scenes that are in your mind? If they were nowhere to be found, you couldn't have seen them. So turning them on, activating them, there's still thoughts within your or our minds. War and things that can happen in this world and so on. But now do this. Shut them off. And know this. Who has the power to shut them off? They're just thoughts. No, they're not. They're reality. No, they're 3D reality, and 3D reality is known now to be a hologram. It's not of God, therefore it's not real, therefore it's not eternal, therefore shut it off. When you shut them off, did you notice that it wasn't harder to shut one TV more than another? A TV screen of cancer was no harder to shut than a cold. War was no more challenging to shut off, it's an off switch, than a personal annoyance. How did I forget that I had that much power to conjure up what I wanted to see or believed I would see on the screens, and the power to shut them off? And take this into a 1 minute of wow. The power of the Holy Spirit entering your being with a wow factor. This is the truth of God. This is the power. This is the light. Feel it. Breathe it in. Feel her presence. Feel her reassurance. Gradually begin giving thanks. This is all integrating. I am becoming these things. I am becoming this new level of consciousness. I am nothing but a body, a person. It doesn't resonate. I was, resonates a bit more. I was more vulnerable, susceptible, codependent, addicted, etc. I see that. And I'm gradually learning that it was a dream where I could imagine being something that's impossible to be. Lost, alone, addicted. Show me that self. Show me that world. my Lord. And I give thanks that this and only this is true and real. And so it is. Thank you. Very gradually back into your body that you don't have. Integrating into this room that isn't here. What we shared made sense, yes? Okay. And thank you for sharing your concerns or questions of topics. And that one topic, Christ consciousness. Beautiful that you asked about that, because it's everything, you know. That's the one here. That's the one that forgives by realizing it never happened. But it's not all the way there yet, you can say. But I'm getting there. It's amazing. How do I know? What did I say from the Course? Your level of inner peace. You'll know you're identifying more and more with who you really are versus what you thought you were by your level of inner peace. Less reactions, more commitment to love, forgiveness, peace, joy, etc. Okay? Thank you. We're going to take up our collection and do our closing prayer. Just be as generous as you can be, please. The folks online and the folks in this room. We have a prosperity prayer that we use. It's posted on your bulletin, your paperwork in front of you. It's printed and it's posted online. Take your love offering, and remember, your primary love offering goes in the purple bags. The baskets are for any extra donations you can share. People of lesser means or special projects. And actually, on that note, I want to thank people in advance for being generous, as you guys are, you know. What we're doing right now, project-wise, is having the electrical redone that sometimes causes glitches, computers, and so forth. So that's a bit spendy. So this week we're completing having to redo electric in the building. It's a few grand. So if anybody has the extra means to share some extra, we appreciate it. That would go in the wicker basket or in the mail. All right? So prosperity blessing, please. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you. Can anyone share what they learned or heard today that made the most sense? Yes?
In the top 10,000 things I learned from you today, when you said deconstruct and control. And I felt like, oh, this whole world is, you know,
You see it?
screwed up.
Yep.
And then I go, I gotta schedule better. I have to, you know, control my reaction. And it's been going
Right.
like this.
She says she learned 10,000 things today. But one of them was, when you're feeling disoriented, you're going to try to step in and take control. It's true. Check out the You're Not Going Crazy book. It's in the bookstore here. You can get it online as well. You're not going crazy. You're just waking up. It very easily describes those 5 stages. However, hand in hand with that book is when you're going through those stages, there's the book Healing the Heart and Soul that explains, now that you're in it, here's how to deal with it. Okay? Healing the Heart and Soul. Anybody else? Yes?
The ego is a drug dealer.
Yeah, the ego is like a drug dealer. Absolutely. Messes you up and then tries to sell you the cure with more of the same. Anyone else? Yes?
Everything you said was what I prayed for answers to.
Everything I covered were things you were praying for answers to.
I have no idea what to do about it. I don't know. And I just say yes
Right. Beautiful. You're welcome. Everything we covered today was things you were praying for. And when you mentioned, somebody mentioned Christ consciousness, we have a workshop coming up, Awakening Christ Consciousness, over Thanksgiving weekend. Join us if you can. Profound. It's so amazing. It is. It's so beautiful. I've done it for 30 years, every Thanksgiving. And it's just so profoundly deep. But we cover so many things, secret teachings of Christ and so on and so on. But one of the cool things is how Jesus says, I am the way. And, you know, some people interpret or misinterpret that to mean this or that. And really, the term druid means guardians of the way. That's part of the name. They knew Christ was coming to the world, and they were preparing for it, which is why so much of Christianity actually grew faster in Europe, because Druids were there holding space for this coming consciousness. But Jesus says, I'm the way. Well, before Christians were called Christians, you know what they were called? The way. See, it's not the way, like comparatively. It's the consciousness of Christ. This is the way home. Nobody gets through to Father through me, but through me. Well, what does that mean? Christianity? No. My consciousness. What is his consciousness? Christ. That's obvious. So it's by remembering the Christ that we go to back home to God. By remembering but living, being, thinking as the Christ. How? Again, forgiveness. Not just forgiving annoying people, forgiving that you even believed you ever separated, believing that you ever came here, believing that the world has power over you. All of it needs forgiven. Whether it's somebody you thought had power to harm you, which means appearance, they did, they really didn't. And as I remember my presence, my oneness with God, they have no power. Why do you think Jesus said to Pilate, you have no power, but that which I'm giving you. And because I want to be crucified, I'm hiring you today. Is that what you said to your ex in divorce? Your Honor, funny thing. I thought that they did this to me. Funny thing. And by the way, ex, you have no real power except for that which I gave you. I gave you a victim. I gave you someone who didn't know who they were. Perfect prey for, a carnivorous ex. No, you don't say that. But you see, you start to get it. When you get the message, the messenger disappears. I won't be needing you anymore. To say to exes, mom, dad, who did this and that or didn't do this, I won't be needing you anymore, because guess what? I found out who I am. I don't need you to be better and come back and do this again so that I hope you're better parents. I have no needs whatsoever because I am that I am. Retire everyone from their roles. That's another way of looking at forgiveness. A couple of quick announcements and our closing prayer. Just a couple quick ones, actually. Remember that the crystal bed is available here each week. It's got the crystals, specifically cut crystals that balance and charge the body. It's really a profound experience. It really is. Thank you for joining us on social media. If you're watching this on any form of platform, we appreciate it. I'm glad that these things can reach you all around the world. I really am. It means a lot. And people are posting on one of my groups, Friends of Michael Mirdad Facebook group. We have a Zoom program every Monday as well. You can join us. But you go to the Friends of Michael Mirdad Facebook group, and then you can get into the Zoom group and watch this live where we interact. But part of my point is, listen, guys, when someone posts on there, and they have this last week, I said, what have you gained from my teaching? But I also added, it's not just my teaching. I'm not looking for kudos. What have you gained from my teaching? And then take that and thank God that you attracted that in your life. See, I'm just the messenger. How have you changed? Thank God for you and your connection growing to God, right? But if even one person, only one responded, and it's more like 100 that posted things, but if only one person responded, imagine this, that if someone ever said to you, you've changed my life permanently, How does that feel? If anybody in your life says, you reintroduced me to God, do you know how big that is? That's more than you paid an electric bill for me. You brought me back to God, or whatever wording they might use. I see those things and just think, wow, how amazing. But don't forget, there's people out there that say, you took me away from light, love, God, because of your harmful behaviors. This too shall pass. That was me, and now I'm over here. Forgive yourselves. Don't let other people hold you hostage to things, mistakes you might have made in the past. Just breathe and hear them out, and okay. But my point isn't that you go researching to find out how many people dislike you. I'm saying, are you contributing to one or the other more? Are you causing people to give thanks for your presence in their life today? Or are there people that are still cursing the sky that you exist? Which one do you want to nurture? Which one feeds your soul? Think about it. I know that most people in a program like this, we're definitely tipping the scales in the right direction. Just stay committed to that. We have videos played every day on the screens here from 12 to 2. It's free. Videos of talks of mine. It could be on anything, healing, dealing with narcissists, self-doubt, or other people that we put on the screen as well. We vary it so that it's all related to healing and awakening Christ consciousness. This afternoon, 1 to 4, we have. No, you don't. We have an illusion. So November 9th through 11th, we have the Codes of Heaven conference. And there are some postcards here that you can pick up, because if you use these, you get to attend at a fraction of the cost. So pick these up if you like. They'll have them in the foyer. Okay? Or you can talk to Nicole directly. She's a speaker there and also the coordinator. Where are you? Stand and wave. There she is. And today's our once a month devotional. So that means for the next 12 hours, I'll be doing every hour, I'll be doing prayer, and everybody, people around the world join us. We do prayer and conversation, inspirational reading. It's about 20, 30 minutes, and then we break, and then every hour we come back and do more. So I want to just add that we've got our annual Thanksgiving holiday brunch. You don't have to bring a plate, but if you're going to bring one, sign up in the foyer. The sign up isn't that you're going to come here to eat. It's if you're bringing something. So we can keep track of how many pies or whatever you bring. So join us. It'll be 10 o'clock a.m. Thursday, November 23rd. So we'll share some gratitude, some joy. It's potluck, but you don't have to bring anything, as I said. But if you're going to, sign up in there so we can kind of keep track. And remember, the Christ Consciousness Workshop. It's a 3-day intensive starting on November 23rd. We're going to go into some very, very cool and deep things, broad topics. It's everything from how creation took place to how to awaken Christ consciousness, how to read more deeply the mysteries behind books and texts and poems and whatever else that exist out there, how to see things and interpret things at a deeper level. Christ consciousness will discuss the apostles and the way and the history, the Druids, and everybody's role in awakening Christ consciousness, as well as the practical application in ourselves. Please stand for our closing prayer. Oh, thank you. Give us your money. No, they already did that. I'm kidding. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, see, sometimes I forget to do the donations, and so they remind me, but it wasn't that, it was another thing. I want to give a prayer flag set away. Anybody? Can you give this to him, please? Thank you.
Mine had fallen to pieces.
No, it didn't. We're rebuilding a new life. So we asked if folks, we had a drum that we were putting on sale as a special thing. But several people wanted it, and it sold so quickly they didn't get, so we're just doing one more. This one's Turtle Medicine. It's got great sound to it. They're usually $500 at the places where the Native Americans make these. These are tribe made. And they go for about $500, so it's only, she can talk to you in the bookstore like 300 or something, okay? If you want one, we have one left, okay? Can you take this and put it in the bookstore? Thank you. Other than that, please stand for our closing prayer. Thank you so much for the donations. Thanks for your generosity. Thanks for holding us in prayer and even just feelings of gratitude. It feeds everything that we do here. I've said it before, but I do admit, man, I look forward to these meetings with you all. It feeds my soul, but it just feels so amazing. To me, it's never like, I got to go do a lecture. I hope you all feel as joyous as I do about going to work each day. All right? A sense of gratitude. Sincere, authentic feeling of gratitude. Strongly, firmly affirming the light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we go, God is, I am, we are, and so it is. Thank you, and peace be with you. Remember the postcards for that conference in the foyer.